Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk about a lens. I get lenses from these Chinese manufacturers, and oftentimes I like them. I mean, on the Nikon ZF that I have, this other lens I got, this Filtrox lens, was really good. Well, the one I just got my hands on recently is something a bit different. And I'll tell you, there's one spot where this lens excels, and a lot of spots where this lens does not excel whatsoever. This right here is the Nikon ZF, and on it is the 7artisans 75mm f1.4 for Z mount. And I think it comes in other mounts as well. What's interesting to me is that I'm wondering if it was actually meant for like M glass, or I'm not sure. But anyways, this is what the lens looks like right here on the camera itself. If you guys can see this, I'll try and make the light shine on it a bit more. And what's interesting about this lens is on a camera like the Nikon ZF, it actually makes the ZF feel more complete. I've talked about on the Nikon ZF where I think Nikon's lenses don't match. Even like the 40 f2 and the 28 2.8, they have like the retro design. They just still feel kind of plasticky and whatever. And like, that's not what this body calls for. This is a larger body. And when you mount M glass to it, it feels great. Or even if you were to adapt like Sony, like the Zeiss glass, like the 55-1.8 or whatever, it feels really good on this camera. But Nikon's own lenses just don't match the aesthetic of this particular camera. This 7artisans lens actually does make this camera feel more complete. It feels, I don't know, just feels like they're kind of meant to be together. And with Nikon's manual focus assist and stuff like that, it works, I guess, fairly well together. Like I did mention, this is a Nikon Z mount, so it mates right to the camera without any adapters or anything. But as you can see, there's no weather sealing, there's no electronic contacts. It's just a mount. And again, by kind of looking at the bottom of this, you guys probably can't see in here like I can, but I'm wondering if this was actually meant for another camera of some sort. Initially, it probably was. Nonetheless, I did shoot some pictures around the house with it, nothing compelling. My user experience was simply this. It's nice to have the markings and the aperture ring on top. The aperture ring feels good enough, and the focus does turn decently. It's well damped, I guess. The lens extends a little bit as you turn it, so you can probably see here that if you do that, it shrinks down, and if you go up, it extends. But for me, manual focusing for the most part, especially on cameras like this, when I had my Leica M10 and other Leica cameras, I really love the focusing tab. This doesn't have that, and I wish that it did. But all that doesn't even really matter unless you're the one person that this is going for. Because this lens, in my opinion, just really isn't a great performer. I don't think it's that great. And I'll show you what I mean. So we're going to go over to the computer, and I'm going to get a little bit of screen recording going, and we're going to talk about that. All right, so I ran around the house, and I just took some random pictures. And what you're going to see on my screen right here is that I don't think this lens is very sharp. It can be sharp enough, stop down, but it's kind of, a lot of these manufacturers, these Chinese manufacturers, are start producing some really good glass. This reminds me of the old style glass they used to produce, where it has some character, and it's not sharp, and it's metal, but you're not going to get like the modern performance of some of these new lenses you're getting out of some of the Chinese manufacturers. I'll go through a couple quick examples here. I found it incredibly hard to get focus accuracy. Even though you punched in a bunch on the Nikon and it has focus confirmation, it still felt like nothing was truly in focus. Here's an example. This is a clock in my house. It's shot at f5.6. It's focused here. Bit of higher ISO, so you can see that there's some noise. I think it's ISO, 7200. So ignore the noise. But you can just tell, like, it's just not sharp. And you can say, well, maybe it's because of the noise. Fine, maybe. This is at f1.4. Can you see some of the purple fringing? And again, if I missed focus, I couldn't find it. So maybe it's on me, but like I don't see it anywhere in here. I did go outside, and like here's a random picture of some leaves. Again, this is at f1.4. Nothing's just really tack sharp. Now I was trying to focus on this particular leaf right here. You can see it's got kind of that glowy vibe to it. You see the glowiness right there all around these things. So it's just one of those lenses, whoops, sorry, that has that kind of aesthetic to it. It's from afar, it's not bad, but from up close, it's not great. And then just to kind of see like the purple fringing on top of this mailbox, you see all the purple fringing that happens on black here. So it's got that going on. I stopped down at f/16 into the sun, kind of has a glow. Flares are actually pretty well controlled on this lens. No real sun stars. I mean, some sun stars, but nothing defined, really. Here again, f1.4, you can get a kind of see some of the bokeh with the specular highlights. And I was focusing on this right here, sharp enough to make out. You know, you could read it, so I guess it's good from that perspective. But again, you see a ton of this purple fringing up here. Just, I don't know, it's nothing to write home about. Try focusing on the top of this sprinkler head. Again, these are stupid pictures, but just for technical discussion, you can read out it says Rainbird, but nothing is sharp here at all. I mean, maybe the 1800. It's tough. And when you're f1.4, it's just so touchy with that kind of stuff. Now, I did stop down a little bit, and I shot the corner of this flag. And if you look here, you can actually see that stitching in the flag. So it does get acceptably sharp as you stop it down a little bit. Same here, I shot this owl, you know, this owl. It's not incredibly sharp by any means. You zoom in, it's just like, always seems a little bit kind of hazy. And I'm trying to figure out like where, even on this plane of focus on this desk, like where, I need to dust my desk, don't I? It makes sense. I tried shooting the word Sharpie on the Sharpie marker. Just nothing's really in focus. Here's your purple fringing again. It's just not good for shooting wide open. I shot here, I think at f2 on these flowers. I don't know. I mean, again, acceptably sharp, maybe. I don't know, potentially. I went out, shot this little ant that's on their ledge. Again, this was stopped down at f8, I believe it was. And you can tell this is pretty decently sharp, but it's not bitingly sharp, but it's acceptable, right? This looks, whoops, if you were to show this to me, I'd say, oh, okay, that's sharp enough. Same with this gnome here, right? He's not bitingly sharp. You see all the purple fringing everywhere. You can make out what's going on. But I've shot this gnome before, other cameras, and it definitely can be sharper than that. Again, here you can see the texture on the wood. I don't know. I guess it's okay. It's usable. It's just nothing great. But for its price point, I would argue that this can be a fun lens. It fits the aesthetic of the ZF. And if you're okay slowing down and not having critically tack sharp images when you're shooting more wide open, then this works for you. But if you're somebody who doesn't have the time and patience for manual focusing and you want things to be tack sharp and you don't want to clean up all the purple fringing, then this lens isn't for you. You know, but it does feel nicely built. It is all metal. Comes in this box, the typical box they come in, 75mm f1.4. You can see that right there. So that's kind of the rundown of this lens. And if you're somebody who wants this and you're willing to pay shipping on it, it is up for somebody to have. Just comment below and say, I want this lens. I will wait 5 days and randomly pick somebody and send it out to you. If you're in the United States, the continental US, I will ship this out to you. You have to pay shipping. That's the deal, because I'm not incurring a cost to ship you a free lens. But if you want the lens for free and you're a Nikon user, comment below and I will get in contact with you. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. More videos coming up, but I had to talk about this because I did take the lens and I agreed to do it. So I'll see you in the next one.